Buddhism was the first religion that left its birthplace and spread across the entire world. After the death of Buddha in around 405 BC, the first Buddhist council was formed in Rajgarh, and about 50 years later, the second council was set up in Vaishali. These councils aided the spread of Buddhism in India. Buddhist councils safeguarded Buddha's teachings and rules and regulations. Monks often had meetings and discussed innovative ways to help the people learn about Buddha. Buddhism would get a boost whenever a king embraced Buddhism, like Emperor Ashoka in mid-3rd century. In 272 BC, when Ashoka took over as the king and accepted Buddhism, the people of Central Asia also accepted Buddhism. He never forced the religion onto anyone, but the pillars he set up worked as miracles. These pillars spread the message of Buddha and the message of Ashoka. Ashoka placed the ashes of Buddha in 84,000 stupas so that there is an awareness among the people about the great teachings of Buddha. He funded thousands of monks to go and spread the message in other countries. The king of Sri Lanka, Tissa, requested Ashoka's daughter Sangamitra to come to Ceylon, that is Sri Lanka. Although Ashoka's son Mahendra had already reached Sri Lanka before Sangamitra and educated the people about the teachings of Buddha. If we look at Southeast Asia, we find that Theravada Buddhism started spreading there due to Buddhist sailors. During the 1st century, business relations between India and Burma were quite strong. In those days, Burma's biggest trading station was Thatan. Since Buddhist sailors often landed there, it became a center of Theravada Buddhism as well. Slowly but steadily, Buddhism started spreading from Thatan into countries like Thailand, Cambodia, and Laos. The effect of Buddhism on Southeast Asia was evident from the 1st century itself. But it took about 1200 years for the whole of Southeast Asia to accept Buddhism. Theravada Buddhism reached Southeast Asia via the sea, while Mahayana Buddhism made a road trip towards Central Asia. The credit for spreading Buddhism in Central Asia goes to the Buddhist merchants. These merchants did not just sell goods, but also told people about the teachings of Buddha. Buddhism started gaining popularity, and in a way, all the Asian countries along the Silk Route became aware of Buddhism. In those days, this was the busiest trading route. It is known as the Silk Route because ancient Chinese merchants traveled on these routes and traded in Chinese silk. The Silk Route originated from China and went through Central Asia to South Asia, West Asia, and even Africa via land. From North Africa, the traders went via sea to Athens. An alternative route began from Pakistan, went through Afghanistan and reached the Persian Gulf. Merchants then traveled via the sea to Rome. As the kings along the Silk Route became aware of Buddhism, they called monks from the home countries of Buddhist merchants and appointed them as teachers or advisors. They soon began following Buddhism. During the 1st century AD, the Kushan dynasty ruled the region of Hindu Kush mountains like Kabul, Kandahar, northern Pakistan and northwestern India. This was equivalent to the region comprising of modern-day 7 countries like Afghanistan, China, Kyrgyzstan, India, Nepal, Pakistan, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan. Since they ruled the Hindu Kush, the Kushan controlled the trade between India, China, Persia and Greece. When Kushan dynasty's king embraced Buddhism, Mahayana Buddhism started spreading rapidly in those regions. Greek-influenced Buddhist statues are the proof of this fact. In the 2nd century AD, Buddhism had almost become the largest religion in China. However, Taoism and Confucianism were also important Chinese religions. The iconography of Mahayana Buddhism is evident in 2 places in India and China on the Silk Route: Ajanta Caves, discovered in 1817, and Dunhuang, which were found in 1899. Ajanta has almost 30 caves whose walls are the canvas of Buddha's peaceful and devotional images. Dunhuang has almost 500 caves. By the 6th century AD, Buddhism had already reached Japan and Korea. It was a common trait of Buddhism that it was influenced by the major religions prevalent in the region and adopted features of Shintoism. A little south of China and a little north of India lies Tibet. Buddhism reached here in 8th century AD. It is said that a guru called Padmasambhav initiated it here. Tibet saw a new avatar of Mahayana Buddhism, which is known by the names of mystical and spiritual Buddhism. In this branch of Buddhism, teachers play a very important role. These teachers are known as lamas. Tibetan Buddhism soon ventured out of Tibet and reached Mongolia, Russia, and some regions of Bhutan. Not just that, Tibetan Buddhism returned to India as well and spread in Arunachal Pradesh, Ladakh, Sikkim, and Dharamshala. Northeast India saw the spread of Buddhism due to the Pala dynasty. Pala dynasty began in 8th century AD, and the kings were followers of Buddhism and also the caretakers of Nalanda and Vikramshila universities. Buddhism became popular in Europe in 1879 when Sir Edwin Arnold wrote a book called Light of Asia. In this book, Sir Edwin has beautifully described Buddha's life, character, and philosophy. It was due to this book that the people of Europe became familiar with Buddhism. In the beginning of 20th century, many Buddhist monks headed towards Europe and asked the people to follow the path of Buddha. In 1950, B.R. Ambedkar showed a lot of interest in Buddhism. In 1955, he started the Bharatiya Buddha Mahasabha and wrote a book in 1956 entitled The Buddha and His Dhamma. On 14th October 1956, in Nagpur, he formally accepted Buddhism, and hence his 5 lakh supporters also converted to Buddhism. Today, the world has about 350 million Buddhists, and the number keeps rising each year.
Like, share, subscribe, and click on the bell icon to never miss an update from Epic.